Hello, this is the last video in chapter 4. The last measure that I'm going to introduce here is the mode. In most textbooks, the mode is introduced in the chapter of measure of central location. But I don't agree with that. It's more often used to describe the peak. The mode, by the way, I did not define the mode. The mode is the most frequently occurring value. You are going to see histograms in the next page. Then it will be easy to understand what's going on. So anyhow, in textbooks, the mode is introduced as an alternative to the mean. So many textbooks compare mean, median, and mode. But I think so that's the last time I after that textbook, mode does not show up anywhere. So mode is not used at all as a central location, at least to the best of my knowledge. It's not a measure of center, but it is more often used to describe the shape where the data are occurring. So So then let me show you what I'm talking about. Think about these three cases. So mode is where the histogram is the highest, most frequently occurring value. Here, mode is here, mode is here, mode is here, right? So it's easy to understand. Graphically, it's the easiest thing to understand. Uh, so and mode is the center only when this peak is near the center. However, in some cases, the peak may be right at the end of the data, or there may be like multiple peaks. So, mode can be a center if the distribution looks nice. Only when you know that the distribution looks nice, then the mode can be used as a center. However, and in this case, especially in these cases, we say the distributions are unimodal. So unimodal means there is only one mode or one peak. So that's why, and in these cases, in unimodal distributions, the mode is a center, can be viewed as a center. However, how about this? Center is obviously here, but mode is here and there. These two say equally high. Then there are two centers, two modes. Can you say they are centers? Of course not. One mode and two mode. What's more important here is it's not about the center, but it tells you that there are two major peaks. Like, so it's bipolarized. It's a bipolarization itself is an interesting pattern, and like especially in like inequality or in sociology, bipolarization is an interesting shape. So we are interested in the shape rather than the center in this case. The mode has to tell where the how many peaks or where the peaks are. These type of distribution, the distributions look like this with two peaks is called bimodal. Bimodal distributions have two peaks. Even though it's rare, but if bimodal is typo, sorry. If the distribution has multiple peaks like this, then we say the distribution is multimodal. There are multiple polarized at multiple points. So as you see, the mode is important because it tells you the shape of the distribution, but not because the mode is a center. So especially mode is of your interest when the shape of the distribution is not standard. Like so mode, in these cases, I'm not going to use mode, but like use mean or median. They are enough. But when you have this kind of data, Mean and median doesn't mean anything. Mean and median are here, and it does not happen. So in this special case, mean and median lose their meaning. They are centers, but there is not many observations around them. So what's more important in this example is that the shape is bimodal and modes are here and there, right? This is how we interpret and how we use the mode. And finally, this is another interesting example. There is no mode in this case. It's flat. So there is no mode. Every outcome is equally likely. All the outcomes are equally likely. And then it does not have any mode. Then how can we define? And in this case, we say the distribution is uniform. It's uniformly likely. So the shape is flat. And we have many examples like this. Say distribution from a dice. When you roll a dice, 6 outcomes are equally likely. So we say the distribution is uniform. And in that case, mode, even though the mean and median exist, the mode does not exist. Or even if mode exists, it doesn't mean anything. So it's just by randomness. Okay, and this is the end of chapter 4. So let me summarize what we have done in the first 4 chapters. First 4 chapters are about, the first 2 are about probability. The other 2 are numerical measures. And these are basically how we describe data, how we summarize data. And so they are probability and average are, of course, the most useful, most important measures in statistics. And from the next, but we have not. It's more about calculation, computation, how we calculate probability, how we calculate the mean. But from the next chapter, in the next chapter, in the next 2 chapters, we are going to think about a statistical model under some assumptions, and we are going to study models under some assumptions. And given these assumptions, there are interesting patterns and interesting properties. So, and the properties are very useful, commonly used. Results are coming up in the next chapter. But so we are going to use mean, standard deviation, probability a lot, but we will go into a different style of study. We we will be more scientific, and we'll be handling models, assumptions. So look forward to that, and see you in the next chapter, next video.